Now, friends, it's me, Lola, coming in with a super special message to help you write better instantly and on social media. So everybody's doing a lot of writing on social media. I mean, even writing services are creating like keyboards for you to use so that when you're typing on social media, you're typing in a text, you're typing an email on your mobile device, your phone or whatever, you can edit it. You can make sure your grammar's together. You can make sure your sentences are flowing the way they should be and your writing is enjoyable. So that stuff is all cool. It's a priority. Like everybody wants to write better. Everybody wants to look better in front of people. But sometimes the writing services don't work. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen a lot of people throwing semicolons on social media posts lately and graphics. And I'm like, semicolons are so not necessary for social media. It's so complicated, but I'll talk about that at a later date. And if you do that, no dig at you. I just don't do that. What I want to get into today is something that can help you write better instantly, especially for social media. Social media writing is going to be different than the writing that you're going to do in an essay for school or a report. Or something you would do professionally. It's going to be very, very different. And to be honest with you, in some professional settings, the writing doesn't need to be super technical, like it's an attorney writing to a judge, you know? When it comes to you writing on social media, simplicity is the big, big thing I want you to focus on. Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you 3 tips. You can use them to make bad writing better on social media and bad writing better in general. So if you're writing for a blog or if you're writing for a book or if you're writing some course content, this will actually help you so much. First things first, bad writing is very figure outable. It's not something to freak out about. It's not something to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm such a bad writer. I'm so ashamed and I can't tell anybody and I can't write because I don't want anybody to see how horrible it is. No, you don't need to do that. You also don't need to try to write so perfectly that because you're trying to write so perfectly, you've now removed your voice from the writing and your uniqueness and the conversational tone that you have daily that should be in your writing. Why do I say that? Because conversational writing is something that voice searches like. So voice searches will be more common in the future. And something that you can do now is just get ahead of that by allowing how you talk to flow out through your writing in a more conversational way. People are not going to be searching on the internet very technical stuff. They're going to be searching like they're talking. So anyways, sometimes when we are so stuck on, I don't want to be a bad writer or I think I'm a bad writer, we become a bad writer. It freezes us. We don't write, or either when we do write, like it restricts us because we think we have to fit into a certain box. I remember when I first started writing, and it's really cool to go back and look at things that you've done over the years and just look at how it's evolved. Right now, I'm looking at a note where one of our children wrote their name. They were getting a library card and they had to write their name. And so they wrote their name. So, man, the way they wrote this name, like the stuff is just crazy on here. But looking back from then until now, how they're writing and how they're articulating their thoughts and how they're doing things is totally different. So I look back at some of my old writing and I'm like, wow, it's evolved so much. Before I was very technical, before I wrote a certain way and I restricted my voice. But I remember writing notes to myself saying, you write in a conversational way. Embrace this. This is the future. I remember doing that. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I understand why I was doing it. I understand why I had to go from one extreme to the next so that I could be on my podcast talking to people like you and sharing something with you that can help you become a better writer and can help you write in a more conversational way and ding, 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 help you write better on social media. So commit to this, that we're not going to not write because we think that we're bad writers, and also that we are not going to restrict our flow, our creative flow, because we want to be so perfect or because we have some tool telling us some tool like, the writing services. I don't want to call out anybody's names, but we're not going to allow a writing tool that helps us write better and helps to catch our errors tell us that we can't write a certain way because it's giving us a recommendation. Like, you can say no to the recommendations and you can just write the way you want to write. Okay, so let's commit to that. And with that in mind, know that you are getting better at your craft daily. You're discovering what your strengths are. Just like me when I was writing, I discovered what my strengths are. Like, I'm good at simplifying information. I'm good at a few things, and I don't want to get into all of that. So let's go ahead and get into this. Here are the 3 tips that can instantly make bad writing better. If you want to write them down, go for it. If not, there's going to be a blog link in the description, and just get the blog and take the notes from there, okay? The first thing is begin with one strong idea. Whatever you're writing should always start with one strong idea. It should stay focused on that one strong idea, and it should end with that one strong idea. I love to do tests with my content. It can be videos, it can be blogs, it can be a short mini course, it can be a graphic, whatever it is. I like to do tests. I like to see how people from different age groups, backgrounds, ethnicities respond to my content. So I remember sharing something with someone one day, and sometimes we're afraid of feedback, but you gotta be okay with feedback, because feedback is gonna make you better. This person read the stuff. I don't remember how they consumed it. They may have listened to it. It may have been a podcast, to be honest with you. But they listened to it and they were like, I understand what you're saying. I like this, but I didn't like this part. What they didn't like is my one strong idea, my one big idea was not present throughout the whole conversation. I said it a few times, but I didn't hammer it in. But on parts where they noticed that I was hammering in my one big idea, they liked it. And the reason that they liked it is because it helped them follow along. Y'all know by now that attention spans are becoming shorter. Man, I hope this stops. This is a tragedy. But attention spans are shorter. So when you are sharing content in any form, especially through writing, you have to repeat what you're doing. You have to repeat it so that that person hears it and it stays on the forefront of their mind that this is what is being discussed. This is what they're dealing with. I'm listening to this because it's on this topic, or I'm listening to this because this is what I'm going to get, which leads me to my next point. Repeat the one strong idea. That one strong idea that you have, it needs to be repeated. Sometimes writing is bad because it's all over the place. Instead of you leading the reader to the one strong idea, you're leading the reader away inadvertently. You're not doing it on purpose. You're just sharing your thoughts, but you end up leading them away. Don't lead the reader away from your one strong idea. Instead, write in a way that continually draws them back in. And you can do that by repeating your one strong idea. You can hear me doing that in this message that I'm sharing with you today. The thing that you're going to keep hearing me repeating is one strong idea. Over and over and over and over again. Okay, and then this is the very last tip. End with your one strong idea. In other words, end with the beginning in mind. So avoid the fatal flaw of overstuffing your work with too many thoughts. Doing this makes it hard for you to close things out. It makes it hard for you to summarize. It makes it hard for you to end with your one strong idea. Now, having a lot to write is usually a sign that you need to turn those thoughts that you have into a series. So instead of overstuffing your work, break it into sequences that will turn into some type of bingeable content, like a blog, a book series, a video series, podcast series. You can do this, okay? Something else I'm going to throw in the description box today is a link to a video, Why I Write Like a Middle Schooler. That video is going to give you 6 tips, very simply, I think in like less than 3 minutes, on what to do to make your writing very, very simple. And I think you will totally enjoy it. Now, the tips I've shared with you today can help you take bad writing and instantly make it better. This is especially useful for people that are writing blogs, content writing for other people, marketing material, sales material, product descriptions. If you're writing social media captions, this is good for social media stuff. But you don't have to just use the tips that I've given you with writing. You can take this and flip this a few ways. You can begin anything you do with one strong idea and see success. That can be a blog, a podcast, a book, a how-to video, an event that you're throwing, an email, whatever it is. Let it start with one strong idea. Let it stay focused on that one strong idea and let it finish with that one strong idea, because we have great ideas. All of us have great ideas, but sometimes they don't make the impact they need to because we're all over the place. We're all over the place. So my advice, all in all, with everything that I've said beyond those 3 tips, is less info, more focus. When you're writing, when you're creating, when you're putting out content online, on social media, wherever, if you're doing a live stream, less info, more focus. Less info, more focus. Because your desire to give too much can be counterintuitive. Your desire to not reel in your thoughts and focus can be counterintuitive. It can confuse your audience and it can overwhelm your audience, and you don't want to do that, okay? Because those emotions aren't going to make them want to stick around. You want your audience to want to stick around, right? So I super enjoyed giving this spontaneous message to you today. If you like it, if you find value in this content, do me a favor, share it with somebody that can actually use it. Share it with somebody you want to see win. Until next time, I'm Lola with the Smoking Prophet. Thanks so much for listening. Have the most amazing life. Bye.
Spiritually, creatively, socially. Spiritually, creatively, socially. Do life, do it better, do it better. Do life, do it better, do it better. The Smoking Prophet will inspire and equip you. The Smoking Prophet takes your skills and gifts and mold you.